need direction. Eagle Chamber of Commerce does the exact same thing. It's a nonprofit organization, and our basic job is to benefit our community and those that live in our community so that businesses will come, so that we can promote them, and so on and so forth. So Jennifer put a little slide together. This is my first time seeing it as well, so I'm going to kind of go through it. What do I point at?
Don't have to point at anything.
Okay, what is the Chamber of Commerce? Does anybody know what the Chamber of Commerce typically does in cities?
Represents the business.
Represents the businesses. And it also represents individuals, believe it or not, because individuals do have businesses. So you can be a member as a nonprofit, you can be a member as an individual sponsor, or a member as a business in the business community. Excuse me, I'm going to grab this real quick. And that's what we built here. That's why we have a Chamber of Commerce here. Most communities have a Chamber of Commerce. Some, like CUNA or STAR, if they're too small, they don't have those yet. But those individuals can become members of other organizations and other chamber communities. An example of that is my company. I have a payroll company here, been around for 22 years. We're part of the Eagle Chamber, the Boise Chamber, the Meridian Chamber, the Napa Chamber, and the Caldwell Chamber. So we're involved in all of those chambers. Now I put more of my attention into the Eagle Chamber because I actually sit on their board, and I live, work, and play right here in Eagle. So most of my attention is here. But I'm still part of those other chambers because it does benefit my company. It gets my name out there. And we'll go on and I'll tell you some more of why. The Eagle Chamber of Commerce is a business, it's a business network. That's what it is. It connects people and it connects businesses. It's a local organization of businesses with the goal of enhancing those businesses. It's the ribbon cutting, it's the grand openings, it's the information that we put on our website for those specific members and businesses. That's what it's all about. It's a great way to network your business for the local community and beyond. The mission statement of the Chamber. The mission of the Eagle Chamber of Commerce is to foster growth and success in the Eagle business, to promote and meet the need of local businesses, creating connection, collaboration, to live, work, and play, and eat in the local shops. That's what we want. We want those local businesses. We want even the businesses that aren't per se local, but they do their business or have their organizations here in Eagle. We want those businesses to benefit and flourish, because when that happens, our community flourishes. We want to invest in the community. The Eagle Chamber is an organization who invests their time and money into the community, volunteering to do development programs, working together to improve the economic and civic and cultural well-being of the area. You guys do the same thing in this organization. This is what you guys are looking to do. You're looking to improve the working conditions, all of the things that you do for the kids and the schools and the organizations and the food banks and all of that. This is based off of some of the other organizations that are out there, like Kiwanis, like Rotary, and there's others. There's others out there that too many to mention. The members. Most members are business owners. They're local business owners that elect a board of directors and executive council to set policy for the chamber. That's my position. I'm the treasurer, so I'm kind of helping Jennifer with the money, so that we know it's all legit. But we also have a chairperson. We have an ambassador lead, and I'll get into what an ambassador is here in just a minute. We have secretary.
Yep, we have a chairman, vice chairman, then we have a secretary, treasurer, and then we have board of directors.
Board of directors, right. And then we also have subcommittees inside of those, just like you guys have, which I heard today. You have subcommittees that work on other things as well. So we do too. Why join the chamber? Well, in most cases, your visibility, your networking, the growth of your business, the voice, the credibility, it all depends on what you do for your community. It's basically why there's a reason to join the chamber. Because we can help with all of these. We can network businesses together. We can connect people. We can show that they are credible in the community. Those types of things. So when people join our organization, just like they join the Rotary, they're there for a purpose. Some businesses join because they just have the funds and they just want their name in the book. I get that. But in most cases, just as in Rotary, the chamber, we actually have to make our membership work for us. My company wouldn't be out promoting my company through chamber organizations or events unless I'm a chamber member. So it's a great way to grow your business. It gets you out visibly. People hear about you via the voice, the credibility, and of course, chamber members typically offer other chamber members discounts. I know we do. We offer 20% discount if you tell me that you're part of any chamber that I'm affiliated with. So there's always a benefit to joining the chamber. Some people don't see it as that, and so they drop their membership. And then when they do that, we always want to say, well, how come you dropped your membership? And they say, well, because nothing ever came of my membership. And then our first question is, well, what did you do to benefit your company through the membership? And they say nothing. They attended no events. They didn't go to any lunch and learns. They didn't do anything. So that's where we find people drop memberships, just like in Rotary, right? You join Rotary, and if there's too much work to do or too many subcommittees that you're going to be part of, you see those members drop because they just don't have the time, effort, energy, so on and so forth. And maybe it's just because they just wanted to network with you. So we give the opportunities for all of these things through our membership.
And one thing that I should have put on there was a lot of the phone calls that I field daily at the chamber office is reputation of businesses. If it's not listed on the chamber website, they call me saying, hey, have you heard of this business? Has there been any bad reports on them? Are they legit? Their storefront doesn't show up on Google Map, and just different questions like that, which is
So like better business.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the BBB. Some organizations don't think that benefits them, but you know what? To have that A+ rating behind your name, it's a benefit for my company because I know people are going to check on me. They're going to want to build that personal relationship with me, and they want to make sure that they know who I am and what I'm telling them is the truth, right? So the chamber does that as well because Jennifer handles those calls and those emails. The two primary functions: first, it acts as a spokesperson for businesses in the professional community and announces important notices, such as those ribbon cuttings, grand openings for new businesses. The actions that might be brought forth in the future. So if somebody's going to expand or move their facility, so on and so forth. All of these things, when they're given to us through those members, we try to get out there in social media. We try to get out there in letters or phone calls or emails, so on and so forth. So we always want to help them expand if they're ready to expand, or move if they're ready to move. Secondly, it shows its advantages in service type where the community and its members would be most organized as a whole. So, the basic means of the chamber is to help businesses. That's what we're here for. And as a nonprofit, we give back to a lot of those businesses as well. The main function of the Eagle Chamber of Commerce is to promote interest in local business possibilities. It's kind of like getting partnerships, right? If I'm a payroll guy, I always want to partner with small to mid-sized businesses that have 1 employee, 5 employees, 100 employees, because I do the payroll side. But I'd also want a partnership with CPAs, right? So the best way for me to get that information is to go to Jennifer and say, hey, do we have a list of CPAs that are members of the Eagle Chamber? I'd like to introduce myself to them. It's a win-win, right? That's using the benefits of your membership. And that's what most businesses or smart businesses do. This includes, but not limited to, money, planning, inspiration, and guidance to these businesses. A lot of new businesses join the Eagle Chamber of Commerce because it's the first thing they join. One of those reasons is because they get all kinds of information from Jennifer.
They do.
You can go to her office and there's all kinds of brochures, flyers, information. You can set up a ribbon cutting, the grand opening with Jennifer. You can find out resources of how do I start. And I take my business from my garage to a brick and mortar store, those types of things. Those can all be answered by Jennifer with all the information and all of the contacts that she has with the members of the chamber, so it's a connection thing. It depends on members working on the committees of their choice as well. So this is, like we said earlier, there's other committees. We had a golf tournament. We had a golf tournament committee. The golf tournament that we just had actually donated some of the proceeds to my other love, which is the Crime Stoppers of Southwest Idaho. So we were a recipient of some money that the chamber and all of the members that played in the tournament, they blessed us with some funds. So we're out there to help others in the community and nonprofits especially. Our goals, the goal of the community is to improve the economic welfare. We all know where we're at in the real world right now with the so-called not recession. Gas prices are high, bread, milk, we're seeing an increase in everything. And it's a sad thing. But the benefit of the chamber and the local community is that we don't let that affect us, right? We don't walk around with our heads down. We're still out there pushing for those connections, pushing for the relationships, and making sure that we can help one another stay in business. Man, when COVID hit, how many businesses went out of business? I saw a real decrease in payroll because a lot of the small businesses we did payroll for, they couldn't pay their people. Yet they were mandated, even if the people didn't work, that they had to be paid, right? And that was the PPP loans and all of the federal funds and grants and things like that, but they still ended up closing. So, to be part of an organization that has goals to help those businesses, that's what the chamber is all about. It also provides educational opportunities and assists business with the latest marketing and promotional techniques. So Jennifer's a whiz. She can, like I said, if somebody comes to the office, she can help them and tell them how the chamber promotes, how other businesses promote, what works for them, what works for us, what works for potentially you as a member of the chamber. And we're always interested in non-members as well. We don't shut anyone out because they're not a member of the chamber. If they want to come to our lunch and learns and just learn about the chamber, they can do that. We invite them to do that. Just like you would invite a guest here to Rotary to see what it's about, to see what you do, to build those relationships. And then eventually, hopefully, they would make the right decision to say, hey, I want to be part of this organization, just like they would with the chamber. So we want to make sure that we help promote. Share and share more. We work towards details on development of highways, recreational areas, new industries, and expansion of existing businesses. Let me say one thing, we're not involved in politics. We don't promote specific politicians or their agendas. We don't.
We're nonpartisan.
Yeah. And I can prove that because I was on the Eagle City Council for the last 4 years, and I did not get promoted by the chamber. But we did have a forum for all of the candidates so that we could open it up to the masses to see who they would want to elect as a representative for their community. And I was blessed enough to get that election. Whether you're a member or not, we can send information out to share with community partners. And Jennifer does a really good job of hitting the neighborhood, walking the street, seeing if new businesses are coming in, knocking on doors, seeing if there's anything that we can do to help. And they're not even members yet. But that relationship that she's building with the community is a win-win for all of us, because then they become members if they make the right smart choice. Then, once they get as a member of the community through the chamber, then they want to search out more things to do, right? They want to look for other organizations that they could potentially serve in. So it's a connection method. It's getting as many people as we can to serve one another and not be that selfish person, right? Here's the growth. Eagle Chamber works for ever-increasing population. Boise's at 237,000, and if you drop all the way down to Eagle, we're at 32,100 currently. Actually, I believe it's more than that
it's
now.
More.
It's about
it's
34,000, 35,000 right now. And that's not going to stop. Eagle's going to continue to grow. It's because everybody loves it here when they come to visit, and they want to stay, and they want to be part of the community.
And open up new businesses.
Yeah, and open up new businesses. And that's the draw. We have an economic development person here locally at the city that is their job, just like Jennifer's job, to go out and find those new businesses, to recruit new businesses. She even probably does relocation information too, right?
Absolutely.
Businesses call and say, hey, what's the economy like in Eagle? Is there room for me to build something? Is there some place where I can open a storefront? Those types of things too. And as a member of the chamber, when she sends out that information to those individuals that don't even live in the state, as a member of the chamber, I'm in the directory. So if they're looking for a payroll service provider, if they're looking for a CPA or a bank, all of those members are listed in the relocation packets if they want to come to our community. But if you'll look at Eagle, it's 32,100 stated there. We'll say 35,000 right now. If the annexation of Atmore happens, that's going to double. That's actually going to be almost at capacity. 90,000 residents is the capacity of the Eagle City limits. 90,000. And I don't think we're gonna have a problem getting that in the next 30 years, because if Avamore annexes. If it doesn't, it will be a slower growth, but it's still, the numbers are still gonna go up. And that's a benefit to our community, because it's bringing in more people, it's bringing in more businesses, it's bringing in more community. And that's what we all want, right? We all want to provide for the community. Here's a picture of a ribbon cutting that we offer. Any new business or any business that's having an anniversary, or any business that got a new building or is breaking ground, those types of things. We always try to pull the community together to support that business. You wouldn't believe how much business you can get by going to one of these events. Just me being there, offering my congratulations to this organization, taking a tour of their facility, finding out what they do and what type of needs they have, it benefits me directly and anyone else that goes to these ribbon cuttings. Because I can find out, hey, are they even are they settled with a payroll solution? Maybe I can be that later on down the road. But my main goal for this is the celebration part. And they remember that. They'll put a picture up that Jennifer sends them after a ribbon cutting. They'll put it up behind their counter where they're doing their retail sales. And when you walk in there one day to support their services or their products, they're going to remember you. They're going to say, hey, weren't you at my ribbon cutting? Yeah. That's when you ask for the discount, people. That's when you ask for the discount. But no, and that's what we want. We want to promote family. We want to promote business. We want to promote a safe community. Contact information, Eagle Chamber of Commerce is right off of 2nd Street.
It is.
Currently.
Yeah, right at the four-way stop.
Currently,
Currently,
we're hoping to grow a little bit more so that we can get a little larger area. But it's right off of 2nd Street, and Jennifer's typically in the office Monday through Thursday.
Tuesday through Thursday, noon to 4.
Yeah.
But I'm there more often than not. I really am.
Yeah. And you can call and you can ask questions or what have you. Does anybody here belong to the chamber currently?
Susan
Your company
does.
does? What's the company?
I'm a real estate agent, and
So an individual member?
yes,
Mhm.
the first thing I did when I got my license was call Jennifer.
Why?
Why? Because where I used to live when I was a mayor, I was really involved in the chamber. I missed 2 things from Southern California, Rotary and the chamber. So I called her and said, I need to get involved because I miss chamber activities and people, and it's so positive.
Yeah.
So, and I sponsored a hole at the golf
She was
tournament.
the
like,
Yes.
yeah.
The day I joined,
Thank you.
I got my golf, I got
Yeah.
my hole. So
Yeah.
great organization.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if all of you, I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, but most of you look like you might be retired. Okay, and that's fine, that's great. But you're still providing community service through the group that you're doing right now, which is great. But don't be afraid to use the chamber as a way to connect with other people.
Exactly, because you can also be a member, a retiree, and
Mhm.
you know, it's a cheaper rate, and that gives you the ability to go out and network with everyone that, you know, Kenny has mentioned, and it's a great avenue to explore, especially since we kind of do the same.
So,
Was the Eagle Guard City Rotary a member?
You guys used to be.
say again.
What happened to the chamber during the pandemic? How did that influence or
We
impact you?
didn't do a whole lot. We had board meetings. We didn't have any luncheons.
Well,
I mean-
at the same time, I'll have to interject
Yeah.
because the businesses were closing, and so I started our community cares, and we generated over $5,000, and we were able to keep 4 of the businesses, local businesses, here open and not close their doors. So I mean, and I was providing information to all the businesses that needed that info on the PP loans and just everything that was going on with that crazy time.
And she also worked with the economic development, I believe, with Robin, didn't
Yep,
you?
absolutely, Robin.
To get those monies, the important monies to keep those businesses
Yes.
open.
Since that's happened, how has your membership increased?
Yes.
We're still not out of the pandemic yet.
No.
So has that, have you recovered from that?
Yes, yes, right now our membership is currently at 262, and with that, I think the possible licenses that are through Eagle right now is like 835. So, you know, we're a small chamber, but at the same time that gives us the ability to touch more on the needs of our members. So we're growing.
Yeah, and it's a slow growth, which is sometimes good, rather than to have a fast growth and then have a large drop. One thing I didn't mention in my bio was that I served for over 18 years at the Boise Metro Chamber of Commerce in different variety of positions. I was an ambassador trainer. I was the president of the ambassador program, and then several other things, committee chair and things like that for membership drives and things like that. And for 18 years, that's where I learned how to use the chamber to benefit me and my company. And basically, I'm not out there promoting my payroll company when I go to networking events. I'm building a relationship of who Kenny Pittman is. Because eventually, I won't be selling payroll. I might be in the retirement era in the next 10 to 12 years. So I want to make sure that whether I'm selling payroll or not, I can provide who Kenny Pittman is as opposed to what my service or my product is. Question?
No, I'm sorry, it's just my own.
So I don't want to take too much time. It looks like we got about 6 minutes, but I'll take some questions.
So is there a chamber of greeters or anything like that where you meet weekly and network?
Absolutely, we have an ambassadors program.
Yeah, so the ambassador program right now in the Eagle Chamber of Commerce is a lot smaller than the Boise Chamber of Commerce, by all means. But we do. Ambassadors are the greeters at the events. We're the ones that help get the ribbon cuttings and the bodies to those types of events to share with the business that is having that event. We're also in the process, because of my training and what I've done for the Boise Chamber, we're also in the process of doing an Ambassador 101 training, which is a little more than just showing up to events. It's about delivering new member packets and welcoming people. It's about touching bases with individual companies that have been a member for 6, 8 months, almost a year, and maybe their renewal's coming up. And we want to find out if everything's going well. We want to go out there and invite them to maybe some of the events that we're having, like our Lunch and Learns, where we actually have a speaker like this at our Lunch and Learns once a month, so that those businesses that are members can benefit from those types of events that we have. And ambassadors become a liaison to the chamber. Jennifer can't handle every single call, but if you build relationships as an ambassador with a specific company, if they have questions about the chamber, they're going to call that ambassador, and then if we don't know the answer, we'll call Jennifer. So you become a liaison, you become a business partner, a partner with those businesses, and you hope that they succeed, right? You want to help them succeed. And in the long run, what ends up happening with those relationships is you end up succeeding in your business because you're helping them so much. So it's a win-win. And we have, like I said, other subcommittees and other things that we do, as you guys do every year. There's other committees that we have to get involved in. Golf committee, what else? There's
Yeah, we have a
scholarship committee.
The scholarship committee. We have fun days. Well, not fun days. We call it Friday Fun Night.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's quite a few more.
So yeah, and there's just as you guys know, I'm preaching to the choir here, right? And you guys know what community service is, and that's exactly, we want you to look at the chamber as that as well. It's a community service membership program.
Do you have a need for a little portable library?
You trying to throw a library on us?
Well, we have one of the little, those little ones that have their rooms.
Drive-by libraries? I don't know. That's
I don't know.
maybe
Yeah, it's
Jennifer
one of
would-
those, take one, give one.
We get foot traffic in there, but it's more or less for information on the City of Eagle. So I don't know if it would be most utilized at the chamber.
Yeah, probably. And the library's like right
There.
yeah. So, but thank you for the offer. Appreciate that. Is there any other questions that I can help you answer regarding what the chamber, what the local Eagle Chamber does for the community?
It looks like the Eagle's expanding, Meridian's expanding, Kiwanis expanding.
Everybody is.
Holy moly.
Yeah, everybody is.
I can
And we have businesses outside of Eagle that are members. We have
Oh,
Kuna
yes.
people, Star people, we have even Boise people that are members. And the reason they're members is because they know what it can do for the business. It is, it's advertising. It's a cheap way to advertise too, because the dues are very, very inexpensive.
So what is your recommendation for out of state, how to drive in Idaho?
Have a class on driving Idaho? Let's wait till it snows again.
One thing I think we should add is that all monies that we get from the events that we put on go back to nonprofits like yourself. And basically, we try to keep that monies here in Eagle. But we Assistance League of Boise, they've been a Valleyville member for a while, so they've been a recipient of a few times. So just giving back to the community.
Yeah, and that's like I said, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys do
Yeah.
the same thing. You give back to the community, and we appreciate that through this organization as well. We just wanted to let you guys know that we are out there. We want to help support the community. And if the Eagle Chamber can do that for your club, we would love to do that. So if in fact the Rotary wanted to become a member of the chamber, there's a nonprofit price of the chamber. And then of course you'd get those invites to all of the events, you'd get all of the emails, all of the updates, social media stuff and everything. So it's something for you guys maybe to think about.
I guess one thing is it's some possibility